Alright, a good Wednesday evening, Arkansas. This is Assistant Chief Forecaster coming back here once again. I'm here to give you guys a winter weather update on what to expect as we get towards that Friday, especially at Friday night time frame here. So I'm starting you guys off with this, and this is the time map, the one thing that everybody's been requesting for over the last couple of days here, and we got this made out for you guys here. Now I want to stress that this is first of all going to get posted on the page as soon as this live stream is over, so you're not missing anything, and then two, that timing is going to vary over the next day or so, because right now we got a good amount of confidence on the potential of seeing winter weather and the potential of this timing, but there still could be some shifts with the timing over the next day or so. So just gotta be sure to stay tuned with us for updates in terms of that. But this is what we're looking at here, folks. So we're talking northwestern Arkansas right around 8 o'clock in the morning, Friday morning. Okay, so this is for Friday and the Friday night's event. This is not for anything today or anything tomorrow like that. This is strictly for Friday's timing. Okay, so 8 to 5 up there in northwestern Arkansas, and then 3 to 8 across west central, and into northeastern Arkansas here. And this is the area we're going to have to watch close, because throughout the evening and getting into the nighttime hours, you're going to get more moisture in with the system. The system's going to start getting stronger. So we're going to have to watch that close up there in north central and northeastern Arkansas. Now further south, it's going to get even later, right? We're talking 6 p.m. near the Little Rock area, down to Mena, to West Memphis, and then down to right around midnight by the time you get towards Texarkana, Camden, and down in Dumas. And then far southeastern Arkansas, we're talking from the Magnolia area, the El Dorado area, the Crosset and Lake Village area. We're talking right around 9 p.m. Friday evening into 1 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Okay, so this is the timing map that you're looking at here. As I said before, this is going to get posted on the page as soon as this live stream is over here. But I figured while I have everybody here, I'd rather give you guys that timing first versus going over everything else here, guys. So just kind of look at it for just a couple of minutes. And before 8 to 5 up there in northwest Arkansas, 3 to 8 across west central, and northeastern Arkansas, 6 p.m. to midnight from much of south central, southwest, and in east central Arkansas. And in southeastern Arkansas, we're talking right around 9 p.m. to 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so Conway, all your maps and stuff is on here. By the way, this is going to be posted as a city and a county map, so make sure you know where you live and make sure you know where your counties are, folks. Okay, these maps are very, very user friendly. You'll be able to find where you live, okay? So be sure you look at this, make sure you find out where you live, and go off of this timing, okay? So for timing is going to be vary from time to time for the next day or so, but I do have a pretty good confidence that this is going to be the overall timing across the area, okay? So let's talk about the winter precipitation map. But before we get into that, let's talk about accumulations, okay? This was released right around 10 p.m. last night. We haven't had many changes with this here, but there could be a little tweaks here and there. We'll have to wait and see what Computer Model Guidance does over the next day or so. But a general 2 to 3 inches of snow up there in northwestern Arkansas, because you guys are going to get to the cold air first. And then 1 to 2 across Mena, the Russellville, the Batesville, up to Pocahontas. A half an inch to an inch of snowfall for much of the area here. Now, like I said before, we always, whenever we're putting the snowfall accumulation map out, we start low, but in most cases, sometimes you may end up getting more. Okay, so right now, just kind of wait and see that 1/2 to 1 inch time, that 1/2 to 1 inch area is a really good area for that area, for southwest central and northeastern Arkansas. Okay, we'll have to wait and see what happens, because heavier banding or anything like that could set up, and some folks could see higher than an inch of snow. Okay, so 1/2 to 1 inch of snow is a pretty good bet across the area. If that changes, we'll let you guys know. And then far southeastern Arkansas, about a trace to a half an inch right now, but we're going to have to wait and see on that down there. It just depends on how much colder we can get down there in southeast Arkansas and what happens with the moisture. If the moisture overperforms, of course, you're going to see more snowfall down here in southeast Arkansas. If it doesn't, then a trace of half an inch covers you down there. But so far, over the next day or so, we're going to have to wait for changes. So for our system has not been fully sampled just as yet. Okay, we're still talking Friday is going to be the estimate time frame for this system. We're at Wednesday now, so there's still a good 48 hours before we get to the system, right? That's plenty of time for changes. Okay, so just kind of watch that close. We'll keep you guys updated. And then number 4, the flash freeze potential. Now I'm going to go over that here in just a bit. Okay, what we mean by the flash freeze potential is you're going from above freezing to below freezing in a rapid at a rapid pace. Okay, so that means that you have water on the ground and you're going from above freezing to below freezing very, very quickly. Okay, so that could lead to some road issues and stuff like that, something that we're just going to have to monitor, right? But we'll keep you guys informed on that. But travel Friday night and especially early Saturday morning with temperatures in the low to mid-teens and 20s across the area. Travel is going to be pretty hazardous first thing Saturday morning, okay? Keep that in mind. As we get towards Saturday evening and then Saturday night, we should be good to go across the area. However, we're going to have to watch that Friday night, especially Saturday morning time frame. So if you have any travel plans, etc., by that point, just kind of keep that in mind. The roads are not going to be overly hazardous, but we're going to have to wait and see on either heavier banking setup, stuff like that, who sees more snowfall accumulations and all that. But I wouldn't plan on traveling too much Friday night and especially first thing Saturday morning. Okay, so this is our statewide winter precipitation map. This was out at 10 o'clock last night. Still no changes to our thinking. We got all snow across northern and western Arkansas, and then down in the central, eastern, and southern Arkansas, we're talking rain to rain/sleet. And then you're going to go all snow as that colder air really starts to entrench across the area here. Okay, so Carly, I see your question. We're going to post a timing map as soon as this live stream is over. Okay, we just went over timing. If you need to rewind the live stream, you can. We talked about it first off in the live stream here, but it's going to get posted as soon as the live stream is over. Okay, so this is the area that we're talking about: northwest Arkansas, north central, western Arkansas, all snow. And then central, southern, and then eastern Arkansas, rain/sleet, and then to all snow across the area here. Now, so far, it's not expected to be a major winter storm across the area, but we're going to keep an eye on it. We'll watch you guys. We'll watch trends over the next couple of days and see if that changes, okay? So let's talk about the computer model, guys, for just a bit, okay? And while I'm on the question here, Heather, I see that the snow is going to be really, really good for snowballs. Okay, it's going to be that heavy, wet snow that's going to accumulate pretty quick. That's going to be good for packing. It's going to be good for snowballs. Okay, so if you're thinking about having a snowball fight or anything like that, this is the kind of event that you want because it sets up that heavy, wet snow, and it's really good for snowballs. Okay, so Katie, I see your question as well. Folks, let me get over all the information first before I try to tackle all your questions here. But what are the chances of getting more snow across the area? Katie, basically, we need the moisture to overperform. Okay, we need this to kind of slow down a little bit. We need the moisture to overperform to get more snowfall across the area. Could that happen? Yes, we're still 48 hours away. Things can change. We all know things can change within a 24-hour span. But right now, I think the generalized thinking in terms of accumulations is going to be that what you just saw on the screen here just a second ago. So we'll have to wait and see. But it's still 48 hours, still plenty of time for changes here. But until then, folks, it is going to be warm, somewhat. I guess you could call it warm, upper 40s, low 50s across the area here. Now, paying attention to the northwest here as we get towards late Thursday night and early Friday morning, you're talking 30s, northwestern Arkansas, 50s and 60s across central and south Arkansas here. And I know we're going to get a lot of questions about, are we still expecting snowfall on Friday? Are we still expecting this, still expecting that on Friday? I'm already anticipating it. Folks, this is going to be Friday evening into Friday night, okay? It is going to be warm on Friday. I want to stress this. It's going to be warm for the first half of Friday. Temperatures are going to rapidly fall and get below freezing by the time we get towards Friday evening and into Friday night. Okay, so I'm already anticipating the questions. I'm already expecting it. Folks, this is how it's going to look Friday morning. Northwest Arkansas is going to see below freezing first. Then it's going to rapidly come into the natural state by the time we get towards the Friday evening, Friday night time frame here. Folks, we're going to post a timing map as soon as the live stream is over here. Okay, so pay attention to the northwest here. Okay, so this is 3 p.m. There's your front of Belgium coming in, 51 Jonesboro, 29 Rogers, 69 degrees in El Dorado if you were to go with the European model here. So this is why we're saying there's going to be a drastic difference in temperatures over this cold front that's going to be pushing down, okay? So let me repeat this. It's going to be warm first half on Friday, okay? It's going to be warm first half of Friday. I'm already expecting the questions that are going to come in on Friday asking we're still expecting snowfall, okay? It is going to be warm first half on Friday before this event gets here. This is going to be a late Friday evening and the Friday night time frame here. Please keep that logged in your head. Please keep that in mind, okay? So look what happens. So this is what I mean by flash freeze potential, by the way, okay? So there's your front that's coming in. You're at 59 degrees in the metro. You drop from 59 to 39 in less than 2 hours. Okay, that's what I'm worried about. You're going from well above freezing to well below freezing in such a short amount of time. That's what I'm really worried about at this point. Okay, so we're at 6 p.m. You go with the European model. You're talking upper 20s, low 30s, northwest Arkansas. Majority of the areas in the 30s. Southeast Arkansas, you're still at 50s and low 60s across the area here. Okay, and then this is going to push through the area by the time we get towards Friday night here. So temperatures are going to rapidly fall below freezing. 20s across northwestern Arkansas, 30s elsewhere. Snow is going to be ongoing. In some places across the area, it's going to see snow when you're being 34, 35, 36 degrees. Okay, this is why we're saying this is not going to be a major winter storm. This is why we're saying this is not going to be causing major impacts. You need temperatures to be well below freezing before you start getting that. This is the area up here in northwest Arkansas. If I can draw this out for you guys. Okay, this is the area up here where we're probably going to see the majority of the impact. Okay, much of the area here, if you can stay above freezing, then you should be good to go here. But look what happens by the time you get towards midnight. Okay, midnight, you're still in the 20s northwest Arkansas, and then you're in the 30s across much of the natural state here with snow ongoing. So you can still get snow at 34, 33, 35 degrees. Okay, you can still get snow at that temperature, and it can still accumulate, especially on the elevated surfaces, but it's not going to cause a lot of road issues. Okay, but this is the European model. I want to stress this is the Euro. Guidance has not done well with the cold air. Okay, we've seen this for the last 3 winter weather events. Okay, where the cold air per computer model guidance doesn't make it, we get to the day of, and the cold air rapidly comes in. Okay, keep that in mind. We always have to watch out for that. Okay, keep this in mind. All right, Christopher, that's a great comment. That's what I'm saying. Guidance, I'm afraid guidance is too warm for this event. We're gonna have to watch dew points. We're gonna have to watch those temperatures, because temperatures, guidance has not done well with this cold air that's came in. Okay, so this is around 3 a.m. Okay, so now you're starting to talk 20s across northwestern Arkansas, 30s across the rest of the natural state, and then still the upper 30s down there in southeastern Arkansas here. And then by the time you get towards first thing Saturday morning, and this is what I'm saying, first thing Saturday morning, you're going to have to watch travel, because you're in the upper teens, 20s, and low 30s across the state. And if you have snow on the roads, you have wet surfaces, stuff like that, it will freeze over here and cause some travel issues by the time we get towards Saturday morning. So something that we're just going to have to watch, something we're going to have to keep an eye on here. Now, let's talk about the precipitation with this. And this is the Euro that's going to be coming up, by the way, okay? So I'm going to go over the Euro, and then I'm going to go over the NAM model, and I'm going to try to tackle some questions here, guys. But I'm going to do y'all a favor. Please stay in this live stream, okay? I got to get all this information out to you guys before I can try to answer questions here, okay? So we're going to speed blitz this through, okay? And see what happens up here in northwestern Arkansas. So this is first thing Friday morning, by the way. Hardly any rainfall. You're going straight to snow up here in northwestern Arkansas. This is why we're saying this is going to be primarily an all-snow event, because your cold air is going to get here quick, and it's going to change everything over from rain to snow very fast up here in northwestern Arkansas. Okay, so 4. Take this out a little bit further here. By the time we get towards 3 and it's 6 p.m., it's going to start making its way into central Arkansas. Okay, so right around 6, this is our time frame, by the way. All right, good amount of snow from north central to central down into southwestern Arkansas. And then by the time we get towards 9 p.m., you can see the snow across the area. Now, I said 4, this is just the European model. All right, the purple down here, no ice is expected with this. There may be a little bit of sleet, but no major icing is expected with this, guys. This is going to be a rain to sleet to snow, and that's it. No freezing rain, no major icing or anything like that. With this event, it's going to be a pure snow event for us here in Arkansas, okay? And then by the time we get towards midnight, it's east of us by this point if you go with the European model. And that's another thing I'm worried about, is that this may be a little bit too fast with this. We may be trying to get this in and out very quickly here, and we'll have to watch, see what happens over the next 48 hours here. So let's talk accumulations if you go with the European model, and I'm going to jump on the NAM. And then while I'm on the NAM model, I'm going to try to answer some questions here. Richie, I see your comment. Yes, I do fully anticipate winter weather advisories. I do not expect any sort of winter storm watches or warnings with this unless something majorly changes over the next 48 hours here. And that can change. I've seen that happen before, guys. Okay, we're still 48 hours away from this, so things can and will change by this point. But you can see where the majority of the snowfall accumulation is up there in northwestern Arkansas. 2 to 3 inches of snow up there. This fits right with our model, what our current snowfall accumulation map. All right, 2 to 4 up there in northwest Arkansas. We got 1/2 to an inch across much of the area. We may have to tweak that just a little bit, but we're talking 1 to 2 inch across much of the area. And in southern Arkansas, we're talking probably 1/2 inch of snow down there, upwards to an inch of snow across the board if you go with the Euro. Okay, so let's talk about the NAM for just a bit. While I'm here, let's talk about it for just a second here. So you can see what the NAM model does. Same thing with the Euro. If I can back this up for just a bit, you're gonna see what I'm talking about here. So I may have to reload this. It's gonna come up here in just a second here. So Katie, what criteria slows down the system? Basically, it just means that this system is we got the system out here by midnight. Okay, if it slows down, then we're talking probably a 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning time frame if it were to slow down. Okay, so basically, when you slow down the system, you slow down the time frame for it getting out, and you add more to the snowfall accumulation, if that makes sense. Okay, so we'll have to wait and see. This is still a relatively progressive system, but we're still 48 hours out, guys. The game can and will change by the time we get towards that Friday time frame. Okay, so before, this is the NAM model here. So if you were to go with the NAM, you can see up there in northwest Arkansas, we start the ball early, first thing Friday morning. If there were to be any school closures, it's got to be in this general area on Friday. Okay, school's got to be in place across much of the natural state, so don't worry about school or anything like that. This is going to be a late Friday evening in the Friday night time frame here. But I would say in this general area that I have highlighted, if there were to be any school closures or anything like that, it'll be up there in northwestern Arkansas by the time we get towards Friday, because this is coming in during the day on Friday, opposed to Friday night where everybody's already out of school, etc. here. Okay, so here we are, about to get towards 3 p.m. here. Now I look at the NAM, and the one thing I'm seeing with the NAM here is, one, it's strengthening the system late. Okay, because you can see where it goes at 3 p.m. hardly anything, and then at 6, rapid explosion. Okay, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with this. Okay, but keep this in mind. We're about 48 upwards to 60 hours away from this event occurring. Things can and will change. Let me repeat that. Things can and will change over the next 2 days. Okay, we've seen this time and time again with the ice event we had earlier on last month, where it looked like nothing was going to happen, and then all of a sudden we start talking about ice storm potential and stuff like that. So things can and will change here. John, he made a great comment. Models seem to be faster than weather. It always does it. It's faster, and we end up slower when we get to the event. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind here. This is why we don't go solely off of computer model, guys, because it gives you an idea. It doesn't give you a solid, hey, this is actually going to happen. It gives you a solid idea on what to expect, but you have to have that experience thing to go behind it. Okay, so this is 9 p.m. Okay, so beautiful map if you were to go with the NAM model. Good amount of snow across the state. This is the one thing I would like, by the way. I don't know about you guys, but I would take snow over ice with any sort of winter weather. But by 9 p.m., you're talking northeast Arkansas, central, and the southwestern Arkansas seeing the snowfall potential here, okay? And the darker blues that you're seeing, by the way, could be some heavy snow in this as well, okay? There could be some heavy snow in this, and at times, some folks could see a good amount of snow out of this, okay? Especially where that banding starts to set up. So kind of keep that in mind. We'll have to watch and wait and see what happens with this. But by the time we get towards 12 a.m. on midnight, and this is what I'm talking about, the NAM is a little bit slower than the Euro, okay? Euro had this out of here by midnight. NAM's kind of hanging on to this, and this could lead to some additional snowfall accumulation, because the longer this stays, the better shot you have for bigger snowfall accumulation. By the time we get towards 3 a.m., 6 a.m., it's out of here, but very, very cold across the natural state by this point. Let's talk about accumulating snowfall. Let's talk about the potential of seeing snow across the year if you were to go with the NAM. And the NAM, if I believe correctly here, especially with the slowdown, it should be a little higher than the European model here. But you get the generalized idea of what we're talking about here, guys. So there's the NAM, okay? So this is what the NAM has. So this is what I'm talking about, okay? Northwest Arkansas. It didn't have much up there in Northwest Arkansas. Euro had 3 to 4 inches of snow up there. It brings it further south and east versus up there in Northwestern Arkansas. And the heavier bands that you're seeing, especially higher elevation areas, okay, That's where you can see 2 to 4 inches of snow out of this. We'll have to wait and see. Things can and will change by the time we get towards your Friday time frame here, okay? So this is the time now that I'm going to answer some questions here. So give me 1 second. Let me switch this over, and we're going to put the timing back on the page here, okay? So this is going to get posted as soon as this live stream is over, by the way. All right? Okay? There's timing, okay? So I'm going to leave this up, and while I'm on here, I'm going to answer some questions here, guys, okay? So Missy, I hope it lingers. Want to build a snowman. It is going to linger through Saturday morning. By the time we get towards Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, it's going to be gone for most of the area, okay? That's what the thing you get with the heavy wet snow. It doesn't last long, okay? So it sticks around as long as temperatures are below freezing, but as soon as you get above freezing, it's going to start melting away quickly. I wouldn't be shocked by Saturday afternoon. We're back to where we are right now, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. We'll have to wait and see on what happens with that here, but this is not going to be a long-lasting event. Temperatures are going to rapidly warm up by the time we get towards Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, and into Saturday night here, guys. So, Donna, I saw your question here. I didn't get the chance to go to it here, but I think the Canadian, I looked at the 12Z yesterday, and the Canadian didn't have much. The 0Z brought it back, okay? And let me see here. Okay, so there's the 12Z for today. So it has more relatively the same across the year. Let me see if I can zoom this down. It won't let me go to Arkansas, but it's basically gonna show what the Canadian model. So it's basically the NAM, just a little higher across the year. It has a good amount of. Let me see if I can switch this back over so you guys can see the Canadian real quick. Okay, let me switch this back over for just a second. Okay, so there's the Canadian. Alright, so it won't let me zoom down to Arkansas, by the way, but you can see what we're talking about here. About a good 1 to 3 inch snowfall here. I would buy the Canadian a little bit more than I would with the other models right now here, but I think South Arkansas down here, we're gonna have to wait and see, because what the Canadian wants to do down there, it wants to mix rain and snow down here, which would kill your accumulations down here in southern Arkansas. We'll have to wait and see on all that here, but that's basically how the Canadian looks. It's a little bit more like the NAM, but it's right now here. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. I don't know why. I think it's just me. I got the feeling this thing's going to overperform. We're going to have to wait and see on that. I've seen these systems come and go. They have more moisture, more cold air to work with, and we could see, I would say, a broad area based off what I'm thinking 1 to 3, but we'll have to wait and see on that, guys. Things can and will change over the next 48 hours here. So I'm pulling the timing map back up, by the way. There it is right there, okay? So, Kenny, I'm hoping this will be the last winter weather event. I'm going to say no to that. All right? March is known from going from winter to spring to winter to spring to winter to spring. Honestly, I would love to say this is our last winter weather event, but I just don't think that's going to be the case. I think there's probably either one or two more down the road before we completely transition over to spring. And when we completely change over to spring, that's when you're going to start seeing a good amount of severe weather across the area here, guys. So let me see. Do we need to worry about power outages? Honestly, no. I don't think we're going to have a power outage issue with this, but we'll have to wait and see. The one thing I will say is that with heavy wet snow, they do tend to accumulate on the power lines, but I just don't think you're going to have a lot of road issues with this, guys. And I'm taking a look at the winds right now while this is up, by the way, and I don't see a good amount of wind with this system at all here. Maybe for just a bit. As a matter of fact, okay, I take that back. So the 18Z NAM decides to come in and put 30 to 40 mile per hour gusts over the heavy wet snow across the area. That happens. We may have to wait. We may have to watch it Friday night and early Saturday morning, but it's still a wait and see. We'll have to wait and see across the area here with that. We'll just kind of tweak it as the forecast goes along. Okay, so Russellville area still forward. This is the timing map, by the way. Let's go to accumulations real quick because I'm gonna talk about this for just a bit. Okay, so this is our first look, by the way. Okay. That means things can change, right? That things can change over the next 24 to 48 hours, okay? So I have 2 to 3 up there in northwest Arkansas, 1 to 2 north central, west central, half an inch to an inch across the area, and then a trace to a half an inch down there in southeast, okay? Right now, I think this is a good bet based off of how we have a lot of uncertainty with models. You guys saw the models a second ago where there's so much uncertainty with specific snowfall amounts, okay? I would say I would probably bring that 1 to 2 probably down to the I-30, I-40 corridor, okay, if trends continue, okay. We're not going to touch this until we get the evening guidance in tonight, but I would say just based off of what I'm seeing in the slow down version, I would probably bring that 1 to 2 down to the I-30 corridor, and then probably that 1 to 2 kind of, because I'm worried about southern Arkansas with this. Southern Arkansas, you may have a little bit of rain kind of interfering, and that's what could cut into your accumulations down there. Okay, so that's why we're not going excessively high with this. All right, so we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so when guidance comes in tonight, I would say probably the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock time frame. Same last night, we had this out at 10 o'clock. I'm going to try to get this out a lot earlier tonight than I did last night here. But you can see the generalized area, guys. Okay, 2 to 3 northwest Arkansas, 1 to 2 across the area, half an inch to an inch across much of the area, and then southeastern Arkansas. We're going to have to wait and see down there here. But tonight's guidance, because your system's coming in now, tonight's guidance will help us out just a little bit. We may have to tweak this just a tad by the time we get towards this evening and into the night here, guys. Okay, so let me see here. Yeah, Dustin, who wants more winter, who's ready for all-out spring? Dustin, if you ask me, I will be all-out spring. Okay, I'm done with winter. I've had my first winter. Here's the thing about me. I had my first winter weather event. After that, I'm just in for it for the forecasting part. I've been done with winter for the last 2 months, but Arkansas has a mind of its own. So KY3 has 2 to 4 inches now in the mountain home area. Honestly, Ruby, I wouldn't be shocked about that. Honestly, it's just a wait and see. Like I said before, these systems, these sneaky systems, come in and have more moisture and cold air to work with, and by that point, you can definitely get a lot more than what computer model guidance is saying right now. So just something that you're going to have to watch, something you got to keep an eye on whenever you're looking at these systems here. You don't want to go strictly off of model guidance, okay? You want to kind of watch and see what real-time data does and so forth. We've seen this time and time again. That's been the game mode this year with winter. We get 48 hours out. We have a great idea on what's going to happen. We get the day of, things change, okay? So keep that in mind. I'm not saying this is going to be a winter storm. I'm not saying this is going to be an all-out, somebody's going to see a foot of snow out of this or anything like that, okay? But I do think there will be some changes over the next 48 hours, okay? Something to kind of keep an eye on here. That's just been the game mode with this event, okay? So let me see here. Everybody's saying ready for summer. I'm not ready for summer, but I am ready for spring, okay? Kenny, yes, I hear you loud and clear about being done with winter, guys. And Josh, yes, snow is much easier to deal with versus the ice. It's so much easier to deal with here. And it can still cause road issues. That's the thing. It can still cause road issues across the board. But at least snow is much easier to deal with versus the ice. The ice sticks around. You guys saw that with the last event. It didn't go anywhere for 2 weeks, even though temperatures were in the 60s and 70s, okay? So snow is much easier to deal with versus ice in this situation, okay? And the thing is about this snow, it's going to be in and out, okay? It's coming in Friday night. It's going to be out by Saturday morning. There may be some travel issues Saturday morning. By the time you get to Saturday afternoon, you're done, okay? So I'm looking at the 18Z NAM, by the way. I just got a message to go take a look at the 18Z NAM, and oh man, definitely looking pretty good. I want to make sure this is the right one that I looked at, because I had it up for a second here. I think I may have showed you guys the 12Z. Let me take a look at the 18Z real quick, okay? And there we go. Okay, so this is the new 18Z. 18Z is a little interesting. I'm going to show you guys that real quick across the board. And this is what I'm meaning, okay? We're 48 hours out, and there's constant changes, okay? There's constant changes with the computer model guidance, okay? So I'm getting that new data in, by the way. I'll have that information out for you guys here just shortly, okay? So for no freezing rain, no sleet is expected with this, guys. We'll have to wait and see here, okay? So for if y'all have any more questions regarding Friday, please let me know in the comments. This is why I'm here. I'm trying to give you guys, trying to answer as many questions as I possibly can here, okay? So Mickey, so less in the River Valley from Franklin to Johnson County, no. This is not going to be a case where the River Valley gets screwed. And I'm going to tell you something about the River Valley this year, all right? The climatologically, basically your average, has been saying that the River Valley is not going to see anything. River Valley is not going to see anything. River Valley is not going to see anything. I learned my big lesson with the last ice event, where the River Valley got below freezing and they saw a good amount of snow across the air. Okay, don't believe that myth. Okay, don't believe that myth that the River Valley doesn't see anything. All right, I still think the River Valley is going to see a good amount of snow with this. Okay, so that's been the case all year. Okay, we've seen this. The River Valley, I've heard a lot. If I had a penny for every time someone's told me the River Valley's not going to see anything, I'd be a rich man right now. Okay, so don't believe Camo or anything like that. I think it's a great thing to go off of, and it helps you with experience, but boy, the River Valley has been really overperforming with this last couple of events here. So just something to kind of keep an eye on here, something to watch with that. Okay, so let me see here. I saw that one comment here. Thank you so much for these awesome weather updates, Trish. I appreciate that comment. David, yes, this is going to be straight snow. Okay, and there may be some sleet as the colder air is coming in, but I'm not expecting freezing rain with this. There's not going to be any sort of major icing or anything with this. It's going to be a straight snow, rain, sleet, straight to snow, and that's it. Okay, no major ice accumulations with this. Okay, so is the snow going to stick around for long? No, Preston. This is going to be a Friday night, Saturday morning time frame. By the time you get to a Saturday afternoon, or there's still may be lingering on Saturday night in some places, especially in the back roads. But it's not going to last long, guys, unless somebody sees 5 to 6 inches of snow out of this event, which honestly, how this year's been going, wouldn't surprise me. Then we would have to wait and see. Okay, but I think we'll have to wait and see what happens with that accumulation. But right now, with it being that wet snow that's going to be falling, it's going to melt off very, very quickly across the air. Okay, so Stacy, good afternoon, watching from Longview, Texas. Thank you for following us. I'm glad we have a lot of viewers here across the board here, not here just in Arkansas, but just across the board. Any more ideas? Is a good idea for me to take my youth group to Branson on Friday, leaving at 11:30 Friday morning, returning Saturday evening. Chase, you are going to be pushing it. I promise you. Okay. Here's the thing. All right. Snow is much easier to travel on versus ice. Okay. If you have a vehicle that can get it done, you can travel. But I would highly suggest being very careful on the roadway, especially up there in that area. Okay. Be very, very, very careful, because that's where you're going to see the snowfall throughout the day on Friday. And temperatures are going to be in the 20s up there. So that means accumulations are going to be very, very easy to come by. Alright? But if you have a vehicle that can withstand that, then you should be good to go. Okay? Just take it easy on the roadways. Watch out. There's a lot of curvy roads up there going from wherever you are up to Branson. But kind of keep that in mind. Okay? Just be very, very careful. Be very, very careful if you decide to travel. If you cancel it, that'd be probably a better idea if you don't want to risk it on the roadways. But here's the thing, snow is much easier to travel on versus ice. So just kind of keep that in mind up there if you're heading up there to Branson as we get towards day on Friday here. But basically that's going to be it. So Rita, how much for Russellville? Folks, do us a favor. Please take a look at the page, okay? And the live stream goes out. No, there's a lot of people that don't even know about this page. All you have to do is just click on the name. It's going to take you straight to the Facebook page, and it's going to have your thinking, all our thinking on that page, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. Let me see here. Alan, I saw that. There's been a lot of insects that's been confused with this. The last severe weather event we had on Saturday to Sunday, I saw the wasp tried to come back out, and then they would disappear by the time we got towards Monday. It gets colder coming in. So it's just been confusing. Like it was like, 1 minute it's 80 degrees, next minute it's in the 30s. That's how it's been for the last couple of weeks here. The roller coaster road across Arkansas here. Okay, so yeah, Dustin, that's a great comment. One thing about Arkansas weather, if anything, just anybody thinks possible, follows 0 rules. That is the truth. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys the 18Z now real quickly here, and I believe I showed you guys this a second ago. Wait a minute, hold on, let me double check something real quick. Okay, so what I showed you guys earlier, I want to make sure this is right, because if this is correct, then the 18Z came in with more accumulation versus the 12Z. Yep, that's exactly what I thought. Okay, so the 18Z came in with a bigger accumulation versus the 12Z that come in. So this is what we're talking about, by the way, folks. Alright, so let's switch this over, show you guys what we mean, okay? This is what I'm talking about. So this is the 18Z now. Alright, so 18Z, you go to 18Z, a broad area of 1 to 3 inches of snow, locally higher across the area if you were to go with NAM. Alright, so this is why we're saying computer model guidance is gonna evolve over the next 2 days here. So everything that you're seeing from us is what's called a first look, is because we're first just looking at the system. Okay, things can and will change over the next 24 to 48 hours here. I just showed that, by the way, on here. Okay, so let me see here. I don't know if any front wheel vans. Let me see here. Okay, so I saw that. Yeah, Richie, great point. Do not take the Eureka Springs route to Branson. That we mean, yeah, that route is oof. That route is very, very, very tricky, especially whenever you're dealing with winter weather across the board. Okay, so this is the 18Z you're looking at, by the way. Okay, 18Z said, okay, screw it, hold my beer, come in, 1 to 3 inches of snow across the board, locally high. This is why whenever you're trying to forecast winter weather across the board, where you go from, and let's see if I can compare the models real quick, if it's going to let me. I don't think it's going to let me because it just came out. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to move this over here, okay? And I'm going to show you the comparison, okay? So that's the 18Z. Let's see if I can zoom this out. There for just a bit, okay? So it's going to zoom out, by the way. All right. So there it is right there, okay? So there's the 18Z right there. And let me see if I can go over to the 12Z and show you guys the difference of what I'm talking about here. Okay, so there's the 12Z coming in. It's gonna be coming in here shortly, guys. So Preston, great comment, great comment here. Please do not raid destroy us, guys. This is gonna be a 24-hour event. It's gonna be something that's gonna be in, out, gone. Okay, what I would suggest is not traveling Friday night and a Saturday morning. Okay, by Saturday, you should be good to go across the board. I promise you, you should be good to go across the board. Now, Saturday morning, different story. Saturday evening, when the sun is fully out and temperatures are really warm across the board, you should be fine. I promise you, you should be okay. Okay, so there's the 18Z. There's the 12Z. Okay, so look at the difference. All right, that's 12Z that you're looking at. That's 18Z. Notice the higher accumulation totals are starting to be more spread out. Okay, so this is why we're saying don't trust computer model guidance right now. Alright, computer model guidance are going to tell you what they think or what could happen. Okay, what they potentially could be thinking right now. Alright, we'll keep you guys updated, I promise you. We're going to have timing information out as soon as this live stream is over. We're going to have all the information you need to know as well, but do not trust guidance 100%. It's meant to guide you. That's basically it. That guidance is meant to guide you. It's not meant to say, hey, this is going to happen 100%, mark it down, put it in the books, that's it. It's meant to guide you, okay? So keep that in mind. All right, that's the 18Z. You can see exactly what I'm talking about. You go 12Z, let's say you're a forecaster and you're trying to put a accumulation map out. You go straight off 12Z, all right? You go a half an inch down here in southeast Arkansas. 18Z comes in, 2 inches of snow down there now. Okay, so this is why we're saying computer model guidance is going to favor over the next couple of days. So I'm going to wait to 0Z tonight. The 0Z package just came out tonight and make some tweaks to our accumulation map. But other than that, really no big changes across the board here, guys. So just kind of keep that in mind. As I said before, we'll keep you guys updated. Let's go back to our timing map for just a bit. I'm going to take the back off the screen here, okay? So to reiterate everything we're saying, this is our first look accumulation map. This will change. I promise you, this will change over the next 24 to 48 hours here, okay? This is timing that we're looking at. 8 to 5, Northwest Arkansas. 3 to 8 across the board. 6 to 12 from Central, Southwest, East Central Arkansas. And then down in the Southern Arkansas, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., okay? I know there's a lot of people leaving right now. I know there's a lot of people coming in the stream, not seeing what they like, and they just leave. Please keep this in mind, folks. I know we're going to get blown up with questions on Friday. Alright? This is what we're looking at. Okay? Please, 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 please keep this in mind. Alright? We're looking at potential winter weather as we get towards Friday. Okay? This is why we do these live streams a couple of days in advance. That way you guys can stay tuned with us. You guys can follow along on what we're thinking here. Okay? So, Dustin, don't worry, buddy. We all did. We all learned. Okay, and that's the number one thing with guidance, man. It does that. It does that. Guidance will tell you it's going to be in the 30s and 40s. You get to the day of, boop, you're in the 20s. Okay, it does not handle Arctic air well. It just doesn't. It does not handle Arctic air well with this. Okay, so let me see here. Yeah, Trish, that's a great idea. Now here's the thing, Trish. We've been dealing with ice with the last couple of events. Okay, so I will give them credit where credit's due. Treating the roads for ice is much different than treating the roads for snow. Treating the roads for snow is much easier, especially when it's heavy, wet snow versus ice. Okay, ice is a completely different beast, and I don't think you can really prepare the roads for ice because, especially freezing rain, because freezing rain falls, it wipes out the salt and sand you had on the ground, and you just freeze over. So it doesn't really do anything, right? So just kind of keep that in mind here. But I will give them credit here. Dealing with ice, especially on the roadways, is much harder versus dealing with snow. Snow is much easier to prepare for versus the ice across the board here. But that is a good advice. I do agree. It's great advice. If you don't have to get out Friday night, folks, don't do it. Just kind of chill at home, watch the snow. Feel free to send us photos and videos, by the way. We'll get them posted on the page for you guys as well. So this is the current timing. I'm going to lay this up, and I'm going to answer some questions here. So you guys have any questions regarding Friday or anything like that, anything else, please let me know. If y'all don't, then I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here, okay? So, Donna, I saw your question. When will this be sampled? If you bear me for just a bit, I can go and check and see where our system is right now, and I may get that information up on here. So give me just a second here. So here I thought spring was coming. And we got snow. So that's basically how it goes here in Arkansas, especially in March. I don't know if it's just me or you guys. Let me know this in the comments. But is anybody else getting heavy March 2008 vibes with this system? Okay, I think we're getting. I've been getting these vibes over the last couple of days here, but this is heavy March 2008 vibes where we had severe weather at the beginning of the month, and then we were thinking, oh, spring's here, we're supposed to get ready for severe, and then all of a sudden, snow. So I don't know if it's just me or not, but let me know in the comments in that. But I'm really have that March 2008 vibe across the board here. So let me see here. How will Saturday be, Peggy? I would say Saturday morning. Travel is going to be a little treacherous across the area with temperatures in the upper teens, low 20s. But by Saturday afternoon, you should start to rebound pretty quickly. The roadways should become pretty good to travel on by this point here. So what I'm working on right now, guys, I'm trying to see if I can get that system and show you guys where it's at. Don, I'm trying to get to your question. Right now, I would say no, based off what I'm seeing with the data right now here, because there's your system. What's today? Wednesday. There's your system that's going to jet out here. Right now, your system is in the Pacific Northwest. Okay? It will be coming in tonight. So that means that data is going to be coming in tonight, and we'll have to wait and see what happens with the 0Z and the 06Z that's going to come out in the morning. Will tell us what we need to know here. But your system is in the Pacific Northwest right now here. So it's been offshore this entire time. And that's the reason why guidance has been kind of back and forth. Like, is it going to snow? Is it not going to snow? How much accumulation? Stuff like that. So, let me see here. Alan, I would like to disagree with that. I think we're going to have a good amount of severe weather in April. But Arkansas has mine of its own. So, is Russell going to get any bad weather? Sorry, just logged in here. I know everybody's going to kind of tune in this late. Because Facebook is weird with the notifications. It'll send out notification and live stream will be over. So that's why we're kind of hanging on, letting some folks join in, even though they're joining late. Russellville right now, we are expecting winter weather up there in Russellville. Friday afternoon, Friday evening, that may or may not impact school. We'll have to wait and see. But Friday night, with the snow ongoing, I would not plan on traveling. Okay, travel is not going to be. It's not going to be recommended Friday night and Saturday morning. By the time we get to a Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, we should make a rebound here. But we're going to have to watch that. It just depends on how much accumulation we can get. Because I am expecting a warm front to come in Saturday night and Saturday morning. Not Saturday night and Sunday morning. Warm front comes through. You're back in the 60s. But I have seen in rare occasions where we get a good amount of snowfall and temperatures struggle on the day after. Okay? we're going to have to keep that in mind. We'll have to wait and see if there's lingering cloud cover or anything like that. The temperatures could be a lot lower on Saturday than what we're currently anticipating, okay? So that's what we got. There's timing up there. If y'all have any more questions, please let me know here, but I'm double checking something right now here, okay? So yeah, that confirms it. Your system, Donna, is in the Pacific Northwest right now, and it's in the process of getting sampled. I think it'll be sampled and put into the data over the next couple of hours here, guys. So I think that's it. Let me see here. Jason, what do you think about school in Northwest Arkansas on Friday? Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if it got canceled. Honestly, I would not be shocked if it got canceled there in Northwest Arkansas on Friday, because it's coming in Friday morning and a Friday afternoon. Your temperatures are going to plummet. I mean, you're going to drop like a rock up there in northwestern Arkansas here. If, I will say this, if anybody is under a winter storm watch or a winter storm warning, that title is going to go to northwestern Arkansas, if that happens, okay? It just depends on accumulations or anything like that, but I will have to watch that northwestern quarter, because you guys are going to drop quick. Y'all going to go from the 50s to the 20s in very, very short amount of time, okay? So something to kind of keep an eye out there in northwest Arkansas, but yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if the schools got canceled on Friday up there. It's just because of the time that this is coming in here. So how much snow we're talking, half an inch to an inch in Little Rock right now. Keep in mind, that may or may not change with the evening update that we got coming out this evening, folks. Okay, so let me see here. We had a lot with that storm. Yeah, the March 2008 storm. See if I can get that up for you guys real quick. I had this in my log over here, and we had a good amount of snow across the board, especially north and central Arkansas. I believe. Let me double check. We had 3 to 4 inches of snow across the board, and lower amounts in southern Arkansas. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to double check something real quick. Okay, there it is. Alright, so some folks up there in northwestern Arkansas, north central and northwestern and western Arkansas saw upwards to a foot of snow. Us here in the metro, we got 1 to 3, and then the northwestern portion's got 1 to 3, and then southern Arkansas, you didn't see a thing. So that's basically what happened. That was the March 4th, 2008 system. It's basically the same system we just got through dealing with. Not dealing with. We're currently fixing to get ready to deal with. Swung across the area. Limited cold air in southern Arkansas. The majority was up here. It basically blanketed the much of north and central Arkansas across the board here. So yeah, I do expect a winter weather advisory across the state. I do expect that as we get towards Friday, okay? So, Preston, no, I don't think it was a blizzard. If I'm correct, I'll have to double check on that. But, basically, this is how it looks. Let me see if I can get this up here, okay? So, yeah, this was let me see here. Yeah, the March 4th, 2008 system that brought a good amount of snowfall to north and central Arkansas. Across the board here. So, Donna, she said she saw snow in Gillette. Yeah, she'll have to get that information up for you guys here. But that's a good analog from that 2008 event here. So, I think that's it for questions, guys. I just want to say thank y'all for being here, okay? I know there's going to be a lot of people that's going to come in late, and it's going to be coming in after this live stream. Now, the one thing we want to stress is that timing right now, 8 to 5 northwest Arkansas, 3 to 8 across the board, 6 to 12 across southern Arkansas, and then right down there in far southeastern Arkansas, 9 p.m. to 1 o'clock in the morning. Accumulations right now, general, half an inch, upwards to 2 inches of snow, 2 to 4 up there northwest, trace to a half an inch in southeast Arkansas. We're going to wait and see what guidance does tonight. We'll have those information for you guys, but be sure to stay with us right here in your source for all things Arkansas weather.